just another reminder. It's important to be proactive with your health because it can literally save your life. Grand Funk Railroad there. February is American Heart Month. I almost said health, but, well, that's two. Really. Always. Every month is American Health Month. But February is American Heart Month. And guys, I know, I feel like I'm healthy, 40, but it's important to be proactive in your health. Get your physicals, be on time with those checks that you have at particular ages. It's important to be proactive with our health. It saved Pete Johnson's life, and now he's saving others with Rock from the Heart. Pete Johnson is the founder of Rock from the Heart. It's a nonprofit supporting families from diagnosis to recovery, using music to inspire and provide hope to people affected by aortic disease. Pete, first off, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Cory. I'm doing well today. I'm almost tempted to put my shorts on here today with this nice weather.
No kidding. No kidding. It's been bouncing up and down. It's been down for a week, and now when it hits 28, it feels just amazing out there. Pete, we talked about being proactive with your health. 2015, you went in for a routine physical and just thought, okay, I feel fine, but just got to get the physical, see how things are going. And what happened?
Well, I was having my physical, and my doctor asked me, Pete, have you ever been told that you have a heart murmur before at any physical you've been to? And I said, yeah, since I've been about 12. And I was 51 or 52 at the time here. And he said, well, let's have that thing checked out then if you experienced that on and off throughout your life. And I was always told it was called an innocent murmur, that just something to not really worry about. He sent me to have an echocardiogram, which is like a ultrasound the ladies get to look at the baby. Same type of deal, but they do it over your heart, and they take a look at your heart and your aorta. So he said, just to make sure, let's get you an echo. So I went in and I had an echocardiogram, and a couple days later the phone rang, and in an almost procedural style call, a nurse told me that I had an aortic aneurysm, and I have something called stenosis of my aortic heart valve. Stenortic, that's what they should call it. Stenosis of the aortic heart valve, which means, she explained to me, a narrowing of the main valve that pumps blood back out to your body. I turned white, and I tried to explain this to my wife, and that phone call within about a minute turned our lives upside down. That was the end of the call. It left us hanging with a feeling that's really undescribable.
Yeah, so you had to go in and I assume have major surgery, and then just that moment and what that's like too. And I always think about, what if that doctor hadn't said, hey, the heart murmur, let's check it out. What if that doctor hadn't checked that out? What could have or would have happened?
Well, I wouldn't be visiting with you today on the phone or doing Rock from the Heart events. My valve would have kept on closing up, which is the stenosis. That's what that means. It just means narrowing. My valve was narrowing. They found out I had what's called a bicuspid valve. Most people have 3 flaps in their valve. I just had 2, kind of like a piece of pizza with one cut, that first cut out of the oven, one cut down the center. That's what my heart valve was. So anyway, I'm so happy that he did want to get it checked out, because no other doctor in my life had bothered to do that. And so really, after my surgery, I had surgery 2 years later. I was on what they call watch and wait. And that gave me a lot of time to go to the internet and really get some misinformation and get very, very scared from Dr. Google. And so after I just got off the internet, and my wife, Amy, she's co-founder at Rock from the Heart, she tried to contact some real good sources. There weren't a whole lot of them out there. I'm a drummer. I'm a drummer part-time these days, but being a drummer, there's no information on when I have this surgery, will I ever be able to play drums again? There's nothing out there that tells you any of that. Doctors didn't even really know, probably. It's like, okay, well, okay, probably.
Yeah.
After I had a successful surgery, though, 2 years later, I told Amy while I was in the hospital, I said, we really need to do something to try and help people so they don't have to go unaware of all these different things, and just to kind of be a friend, people helping people. Let's do a little event with my David Bowie tribute band, the band that fell to earth. Well, that turned into going back. Well, I kind of skipped ahead. Kelly Kagi from the Night Ranger band, he sings Sister Christian, and he's their drummer.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
The guy's talented. He had the same surgery as I did 3 months before I did, and I knew that he did. And they were playing at Ribfest in Fargo, North Dakota, about a month before my surgery. And I heard it was going to be his second gig back behind the drums after having the same surgery that I was going to have. So we drove to Fargo just to watch it. And it was just a relief to see him in person after having open heart surgery and playing drums as well as he ever had, probably better. So I call that my Kelly Kagi barometer. He was on stage 8 weeks after his surgery.
Yeah. Pete Johnson here, founder of Rock from the Heart. That's rockfromtheheart.org if you want to learn more. And you've got a couple of different concerts here coming up in February, as February is American Heart Month. So you've got Night Ranger in Fargo, right? And then a couple of weeks later in Minneapolis here. I know our sister station, Jack FM, is a sponsor of this. Rock from the Heart. So you've been doing this. This is what you've done. You've made this your purpose and your mission to help educate others. And now the internet has some education instead of bad news and just misinformation. Now it's got some good information for people if they're dealing with this. So what's happening here? Fargo first with Night Ranger, and then Grand Funk Railroad here in Minneapolis, right?
Yes. Well, what we do, we've expanded to Fargo this year for the first time because that's where I'm from. And I hear that you're from that area, too. We're expanding to Fargo for the first time. This is our 4th year doing Rock from the Heart. But what we do, it's not all music. We do a 2-day event. The first day in Fargo will be February 11th, and we'll be doing a symposium where we have just tons of speakers and survivors. We know it's tons because we made them all submit their weight so we could add it up and claim that it was tons. And that's going to be Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. That's free. And there's a little happy hour after it. It's 1 to 5 are the speakers. Happy hour after that so people can meet each other and get each other's phone numbers and all that. It's really fun hearing survivor stories. And the doctors have told us, we didn't know you guys went through living your lives 6 months at a time when your cardiologist says, well, we'll check you in 6 months again to see if that aneurysm has grown. So everybody gets to learn. It's real good. It's laid back. We encourage people wear jeans. It's not a gala or anything like that. And we do the same thing in Minneapolis. That's February 25th is the symposium at Lowe's Hotel downtown. 26th, Grand Funk Railroad next door. They're across the street at the Pantages Theater. Everybody loves playing the Pantages. And we're looking forward to it. But, yeah, Night Ranger's coming. They're doing their 3rd Rock from the Heart, being our band in Fargo.
That's really great, Pete. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for the work that you do in putting on these concerts, one here in the cities and then in Fargo, too. Awesome, Pete. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it, Cory. You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. And we're thankful you're happy and healthy. Rockfromtheheart.org if you want to get involved, if you want to see the concerts.